Hello, everybody. The series of videos that I'm about to present was designed to help you understand the solutions as well as the concepts in the Financial Analysis Workbook assignment of real property. By now, you've all completed the workbook and handed it in at the start of the third session, so congrats on completing the first 5% of the class. The workbook was designed to provide one indicator of your skill in performing basic real estate financial analysis. Some of you are less experienced with this type of analysis, which is okay at this point in the course, but this video will walk through the exercise in detail, providing correct answers and the rationale for how they were arrived at. Its purpose is to ensure all of you start with a complete understanding of this level of basic analysis because we will be using it extensively in this class. In the event that you still have questions after you've watched this, please feel free to reach out to either Dan or the course teaching assistant. As you know, the assignment includes 6 exercises. You were given the answers to numbers 1 through 3, which help set up the problem and provide key metrics. In this series of short videos, I'll walk you through the answers to exercises 4 through 6. This first video specifically will walk through the answers to exercise number 4. Let's get started. Exercise number 4 has 3 parts. It first asks you for the value of the building under 2 different cap rates. It then adds an additional variable for the third part and asks you to determine value under both a different rental rate per square foot as well as a different cap rate. This type of exercise is typically referred to as running sensitivities. There's often uncertainty behind assumptions that we make when valuing a building, so it's important to test how value changes when we adjust different variables from our base case or highest probability scenario. Capitalization rates, or cap rates, are commonly used in real estate valuation analysis. The cap rate in its most basic form is the stabilized NOI divided by the property value. This is the inverse of an income multiple. Given any 2 of the 3 variables, value, NOI, or cap rate, anyone can calculate the missing third variable. In this case, the missing variable is value, which we compute by simply dividing NOI by the cap rate. There is additional discussion on cap rates at the start of Chapter 7 in Peter Linneman's book. We'll use this concept extensively in this course, so it's important that you understand it. Therefore, in Part 1 of the exercise, our value is $475,000 divided by 10%, which equals $4.75 million. And here's how we calculate it. In exercise number 1, we found our NOI, which is 475, and we simply divide it by our cap rate. We'll divide everything by 1,000 in this workbook just to simplify the appearance of the spreadsheet. So note, and we'll just note up here that all numbers are in thousands. So it's actually 4,750, which equals $4.75 million. In Part 2, our value is the same, $475,000, this time divided by an 8.5 cap. Which equals $5.588 million. Finally, in Part 3, we have an additional variable, which is the change to the rental rate. Changing rents will change the revenues and therefore NOI. So we must calculate our NOI on this new rental rate before capping it to find value. Our new rents equal $22 per square foot, per rentable square foot. So we multiply 22 times our rentable square footage of 50,000. And we'll divide by 1,000 just to keep a consistent appearance. We deduct general vacancy, which is the allowance that represents the portion of the building that never gets leased. In this case, we deduct 5% of our gross potential revenue for general vacancy. Operating expenses, as you may recall from exercise number 1, are $275,000 or $550 per rentable square foot. CapEx are $10,000 and property taxes are $190,000. Therefore, NOI comes out to be $570,000, and if you divide 570 by a 9% cap rate, you get to a value of $6.333 million dollars.